my name is KenYada and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am going to be giving you guys like a postpartum update for me and myself, my journey, everything that I've been experiencing with this second pregnancy. It's been really important to me to kind of, I don't know, like check in and talk about things that not only happen with my pregnancy, but also postpartum, because I think we kind of highlight and talk a lot about the pregnancy itself. I mean, myself included. I was happy to talk about all the trimesters and everything that went on with it. We all talk about it, compare stories, but I think it's just as important to talk about what happens postpartum, because I think there's such a focus on snapping back. Like everyone, that's what I see. Like when people are pregnant, like I think they're literally like their first post is like them showing that, you know, they ain't lost it. Like it's, you know, where's the weight? Where's the baby weight or all that? And that's not always the case for everybody. So, you know, if that's what happened for you, congratulations, you know, get it, mommy. But it's not always the case for everybody. I am almost 3 months postpartum at this point, filming this video, because I don't even know what today's date is. It's either like the 8th or whatever. Jeremy is 3 months on the 11th. So we're like a few days away. So we're gonna round up. I'm like 3 months postpartum and I still have like my stomach. I even still have the line that like goes down from like your breast all the way down. I'm not really sure. I can't remember with Jeremiah when that went away, but like, I don't even know if I paid attention, but I still have that. My stomach is still dark from like, when you get pregnant, you know how you start to get like a dark cast like on your neck. Well, some of us do. I, with both pregnancies, got like my neck was darker and my skin tone was darker. So my stomach is still like dark. It's probably still recovering from that. I will say I do not do the best job of like using like lotions and oils and things like that. You know, who is it? Palmer's, like how they have that really good, that whole entire line that's supposed to help with like stretch marks and like stuff like that. I definitely need to like do better working on that, because that's probably what's going to help like firm my stomach and like help with all that. Not the line. The line I think just goes away on its own. Who really knows? But yeah, I say all that to say that I think it's important to talk about, you know, what happens postpartum for like new mommies and, you know, mothers out there who are just kind of wondering what they're going to look like physically, emotionally, spiritually after giving birth. Because for me, I mean, each child, I feel different. I felt different after Jeremiah. I feel different after Jeremy. So I just like, you know, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have my journal. I've been like, because I knew I was going to do an update further out, not just like right after I had him, that I was like, I need to like track this so I know like what are we even trying to talk about here. So the first thing was really like, do I feel different? Like, what have I noticed? And I feel like I'm not dealing, I think the first thing I want to touch on is postpartum depression, right? Because it's literally called postpartum depression, you know what I mean? So it's a thing a lot of mommies deal with, because your hormones, they're different like after you have a baby, and sometimes it hits people harder than others, and it's just like a lot that you're experiencing now that you have this whole human that you have to take care of. It can feel, even with your partner, it can feel very lonely. It can sometimes even feel like you have like the weight of the world on your shoulders. I don't know why it manifests like that, but like it can like snatch your soul, you know what I mean? And you're like in it. And sometimes you don't even realize that it's the postpartum depression until you like see your doctor, or maybe your partner is noticing a difference, that because you're so overwhelmed with emotions, so overwhelmed with taking care of your child, that you're not even noticing this change in behavior. That's why they have that postpartum appointment. It's like 6 weeks after you give birth to check on you, you know, to see what's going on, because we haven't really seen, unless something's going on with the baby and you see doctors, but even then they try their best to still touch base with you. But if you're there for the child, then that's the patient, you know what I mean? So this appointment is for you, like all the excitement and everything that's going on with the baby. It's like, here's your appointment, let's talk, you know? So don't skip that appointment. You know, and then I feel like that appointment isn't just about like, oh, can I, you know, because the big thing is for them to check your cervix, make sure everything is healing properly, and that you're good to like, you know, have adult activities. So it's like, that is a big part of it, but also is to check and have your well-being, because at my appointment, my doctor she was just listening. She wanted to know about everything because she was like in such shock of how I went into labor, that she just wanted to hear all about it. Like, she literally sat in her chair and was just like, so what happened? You know, because literally, like, if you watch like my labor and delivery stories on my channel, go ahead and tune in if you haven't already, then you know that it just all happened in a blink of an eye. So I literally was having a doctor appointment that day, so she was very shocked when she was looking through the notes and figuring out, like, well, that's why she didn't show up, because she was like, you know, she's not the type. Like, I showed up for all my appointments. It was kind of weird hearing her talk like that, because I'm like, people don't show up for their appointments, but apparently not. So she was like, you know, she's always prompt, she's always here. So it was kind of interesting when she, you know, she didn't show up. So when she looked and saw all that stuff, she was just like very interested to know like what happened, how I was doing. So, you know, hopefully you have a OB that actually cares and is there, you know, to help, because she wanted to make sure to see how I was doing, to talk about postpartum depression, but she really didn't have to, because just based off the way I was, she was like, you know, she was like, you look good, you know, you look good, you sound good. So I don't feel any sort of like postpartum depression. I definitely feel like it's just normal emotion. I feel like I do have moments where I feel overwhelmed. I have moments where it's like, what? Let me stop for a second, because like I'm all over the place and I just need to center myself. So, you know, I really didn't experience any postpartum depression, but if you are, make sure you know, talk to your village, you know, talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your doctor, talk to whoever you need to, so that you can start to feel better. It's a process. It's not something that's just gonna, oh, I talked to my friend, now I feel 100 times better. But just knowing that you have support and people you can talk to when you are feeling down. And sometimes it's just those simple things like talking to people when you're feeling overwhelmed. If you need someone to take the baby so you can take a nap or take a shower, or if you just need 15 minutes so that you can pump without an interruption, just whatever that looks like for you, just make sure that you're communicating, because I think sometimes us as mothers, we just don't know how to ask for help. Like, we just don't know how to ask for help. Some are like, I'm here and I need you to do X, Y, Z. But everybody's not like that. Everyone's not so vocal and whatever. And I think sometimes we have a complex that we're mothers, we're supposed to be able to do all of it without any help. And to me, that's overworking yourself when you really don't have to. If someone's there willing to help, let them. If someone's asking to be there and it, you know, isn't overwhelming for you, because you did just have a baby, and sometimes it is overwhelming. You're trying to get a schedule, get used to your own child, and then you got all these people in the house, you know. So if it's not overwhelming for you and people are offering to stay in the house to help you, let them, you know, let them. If that's going to help your peace of mind, help the transition, just do whatever is going to help you be you. You know, whatever's going to help you be the mommy that your son or your daughter needs, be the person that you need, do it. Because you just had a whole baby. Like, if any other reason for you to be selfish and be kind of like, hey, this is what I need, you just pushed out a whole baby. Or if you had a C-section, they just cut you open and you just had a major surgery. However you delivered, you just had a baby, and it's okay to be a little selfish. You know what I mean? So moving on is like, I wanted to talk about like right after I gave birth. Right after I gave birth, I didn't experience this with Jeremiah, but my feet, they were so swollen. It was so funny to look at, because my feet have never, like, I don't, that doesn't happen. But you know me, I'm looking it up because I didn't know that was like something that could happen. And I feel like the doctor didn't really, like, after I gave birth, didn't say anything about it. When my feet start getting big, I was like, babe, I think something's wrong. Like, but the doctor, like, after I brought it up, she was like, yeah, that's just the water weight. It has to go somewhere. So it chose to go to your feet. They had these huge little big piggies. They looked massive. Like, I'm gonna try to insert the clips of that because I did like film it because I was so caught off guard. Like my feet were so, I hope the video can like really capture how big they were. And then like, you know, the doctor was just recommending like, you know, just get up and walk, you know. And I'm like, after just having a baby, who's trying to do all of that? Like I was everywhere I was going was needing a wheelchair. If anything, it wasn't even like a pain level. The ibuprofen, Tylenol and stuff like that was helping me out with that, but it was more so just I was tired, you know. It's a lot of work pushing out a baby, so I just didn't feel like walking around. I think, you know, obviously did I stay for more than 2 days? Oh no, it was just because I had him so early in the morning. So by that second day, I think I was moving around a little more, because if that's what they recommend to help, like my feet were so like big, I felt like I couldn't feel the ground as I was walking on them, and then sometimes they were like tingly. So that was funny because I didn't have that with like Jeremiah. So the other thing was I did a video about my postpartum shedding. I really didn't have a lot. Like, make sure you tune into that video because I had this exact protective style. This is actually round 2 of the style because I liked it so much, but I didn't have a lot of postpartum shedding. Like I said in the video, it's a journey, and I think like you still need to pay attention to it because who knows, like out of nowhere my hair could just start going crazy. I just feel like that's the whole thing with postpartum. It's like you just don't know what the body's gonna go through, what the mental's gonna be like, how it's gonna be acting. I think you just need to pay attention to yourself and pay attention when something feels off, you know what I mean? So the postpartum shedding was like, really didn't have to worry about that. Still keeping an eye on it. I talked about it and touched on it. Like I had like dry skin throughout my pregnancy, and it's still not a thing that has went away. But I have found a moisturizer that I love. I was supposed to have it with me, so hold on. Well, that was rude. My alarm just went off and ended my video, but like, yeah. So this is the Aveeno. It's their daily moisturizer. It has sunscreen, so definitely good for that, because you should be putting on sunscreen if you're not, to help protect your skin. But like when it's already in the moisturizer, it's like you don't have to do that extra step. You don't have to buy like this extra product because this is already doing for you. This product is like super thick, but it's thick in a good way, you know what I mean? So if you have like dry skin, I think you should really try like some of the, this got me wanting to look more into Aveeno because I'm so like CeraVe, and I still don't know if it's CeraVe or CeraVe, but I'm so like my entire like I feel like skin routine be their products, so I forget to try to like try some other products out there, and like Aveeno, I forgot about them. So I definitely want to look into like some more products, because I wouldn't mind like a face mask, or do they make face masks? Comment down below, like but I definitely am gonna look into it because this is like my favorite. And you would look at this and think like, I mean, how long is this really gonna last you? I haven't ever since pregnancy, like here we are. I don't know when, I can't remember when I said like dry skin emerged in my pregnancy. It was either 2nd or 3rd trimester, but since then we 3 months postpartum and I'm still using, I haven't had to repurchase this. So that goes to tell you like it's not something that you're like constantly having to repurchase. It's thick, you only need like a little bit, it goes a long way, and it just makes your face feel better. Like, you know, like this is the step for me after I use toner, so my face is like dried out and my skin is dry now, and then this just works, like it just works. So definitely gonna look into more. So if you were wondering, yes, I still have dry skin. It's not a big deal to me. It's not to the point where no matter what I put on my face just feels dry. It's not that bad, but it's just like, yeah girl, you're gonna need a thicker moisturizer, because whatever, I can't remember, I think I was using something from CeraVe, it was not getting it done. So this Aveeno daily moisturizer is thick enough to like take care of the dry patches that be all over my skin. So we have come to the part of the video that is the most important part to me, is getting my body back together. That is like where my postpartum like journey, that's the focus, right? Because after I had Jeremiah, I was already bigger than I had ever been. You know, I've always been pretty small. Like I've always been super skinny, you know, stuff like that. So after I had a baby, I definitely picked on weight. It was like healthy, you know, grown woman weight, like weight that was needed. But now I've gotten pregnant again, on top of like the weight that I had. And after Jeremiah, I was trying to work out, but literally I felt like when I was about to literally take it serious, like when I was working out, I was already pregnant because I didn't know. But I was working out because I felt bloated. I felt like, dang, like I'm getting bigger. It's getting bigger because I was pregnant. So it was kind of like I never had a chance to work off that weight before I got pregnant. So now I'm like, I've already started. I'm gonna insert clips of everything that I've been doing for my workout. I'm gonna insert that now, but I have been doing my bike rides. Those are so therapeutic for me. Like when I do my bike rides, it's not even really like I feel like I'm working out. Like the wind is blowing. Like I'm so happy Jermaine actually got me that bike while I was pregnant for Christmas last year. Best gift ever, because I could not wait to the summer, well obviously after pregnancy, to ride the bike. So that's a part of my workout. I do that probably like twice a week, and then we take our daily walks. There's really no schedule to that. It's just depending on weather, depending on everybody's schedule, and obviously our energy, because that's just walking. It gets Jeremiah out in the fresh air. Jeremy, we push strollers, so it's like resistance, and you know, we're going up hills, going down hills. It's nice neighborhood, so you just, you know, waving to people and stuff as you walking past. Some people stop you to have whole conversations. It's a vibe. Like the daily walks and the bike rides do not even feel like I'm working out, but very important to, you know, keep moving and to help drop weight. Because I remember when I was like with Jeremiah, like before I was pregnant with Jeremy, those walks, me and him would take walks, and I would walk like 3 to 4 miles. I dropped like 10 pounds without even realizing it, because I was just walking. I would listen to music, talk to Jeremiah, call somebody up on the phone. You know, this time it's more so all of us. I haven't really started walking with just like me and Jeremiah, or just me and Jeremy, or whatever. It's always the entire family. And it's just we talking, and before you know it, it's like we done walked 4 miles. So I know that's gonna help me like lose weight. The other part of it is now this is the hard part, is like the actual like working out, like the sets and everything that Jermaine has me doing, where it doesn't always look the same. Like sometimes it's different things like that he'll have me do, but just the other day I don't even know what they're all called, so I'm just going to show you the clips of like what we've been doing. The only thing I know is the jump rope. But yeah, this is like the exercise and things that we've been doing. This part is very important to me, not only physically but also emotionally, so that I can feel back to myself, you know, before the pregnancy, because I'm not trying to get back to college weight or anything like that. I just want to make sure I'm at a healthy weight and I feel confident in my skin, you know, I feel confident in the clothes that I'm wearing. So this is pretty much like what I wanted to like touch on, because like I said, I think it's important to put information out there of like what a postpartum journey could look like. I'm putting out there what it looks like for me. I think it's like I am focusing on getting back to the weight that I was. It is important to be physically healthy for me and my kids, you know what I mean? But I don't want it to be like a fixation on like the snapback the moment you have a baby, like, because it's okay. Like you just gained a lot of weight, and then like if you decide to breastfeed, that's weight too, you know, from the milk. So it's okay if you don't snap right back like after you had your child. It's okay if you have postpartum depression, you know, it's okay whatever you're feeling after you have your child, because do we need to say it again that you just pushed out a baby? If you don't take anything from this video and like the message here in the video, I just want you, mama, to know that you're doing your thing and keep doing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the video here. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.